Okay, special help for phase 2 of 80-Day Obsession, AAA. Different moves this time around, and maybe as you start them up, confusion sets in. So I just wanted to settle a couple of things with you real quick, make sure that you've got some proper form cues and techniques. And my mascot Sabian is going to help me, of course, like she always does. So, like if you're checking my pictures from me working out, she just adds a little extra resistance to just about everything that I do. So I just consider her my workout partner, right? If you have not already done the plank tutorial, I think that's a super important first step in any of these. So you're subscribed to Carry Fit, right? So hit the subscribe button. Go through and find that plank tutorial. It will change the way that you plank. I am telling you, I probably have to correct 99% of planks that I see because there is that dip in the lower back or they're falling out of their shoulders. If it does not feel like a full body exercise the whole time, then you're not doing a plank. If you're in a full plank and you start to feel that you're losing that lower back and you're starting to feel this fall forward, put your knees down. Like there is nothing heroic about staying in a plank if it's wrong, because you're just going to hurt yourself. You're going to have a sore lower back later, and you're really not doing your body any favors. I hope that makes sense to you. If not, send me a message about it, but definitely take the plank tutorial. And then the second thing I want to say is that this program is not for people with diastasis recti. The things I'm going to show you today would not be proper for people with that specific core injury to do. The modifier in the program does not do diastasis recti modifications. So if you are struggling with that injury, take the diastasis recti recovery system. Go all the way through module 9 to know exactly what modifications that you need for your body before you begin the 80-day obsession, so that you will already have that knowledge up here. Everybody's body is different at that point, and they need to know for themselves exactly what to do when entering this program. And there might be pieces or parts of it that you're still not ready for. That is okay. Healing an injury is always going to come first, right? I have a picture of my friends, the Houston Astros here. Do you think that their coach and trainer is going to send somebody out on the pitcher's mound with a completely torn rotator cuff? Does that make sense? No, that's why they have the DL, right? The disabled list, the people that are on the mend. So if you're on the mend, allow yourself to mend. There are solutions for you. So again, you're subscribed to Carry Fit, right? You go into Carry Fit and you look up other programs and systems that are very easily modifiable for your fitness. Examples would be Clean Week, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, PIO, Quarterforce, Size. I've done all of those, but this one just usually will not work unless you've completed that module 10, module 9, and you've gone through the exit protocol of the diastasis recti recovery system, okay? So, for instance, this first exercise I'm going to show you is obviously not for people with a core injury. It is that oblique tuck to the side. So just a couple of cues for you that I've learned from other functional fitness programs that I work with. Instead of having the weight to the side and just focusing here on the side, put that weight right here on the front of your thigh and focus here. The bottom of your rib is going towards your hip bone. And if you're just slightly in front, not completely to the side, your engagement is going to be so much better. So, and what I do is I put my hand there to make sure that it's actually doing something, because if I don't put my hand there, my mind-body disconnects during this exercise, and it probably has to do with my background. You know, I've had my core reconstructed. It's a whole other game. I don't have feeling right here, so I have to feel it with my hand. So I'm gonna bring that rib down towards the hip and come back up. Bring it down towards the hip and come back up. My shoulders are away from my ears and I'm not sticking my hip out. That's different. That's triangle pose. Right now we're not doing triangle pose. We're doing these little oblique dips. So actually my entire core is engaged. My navel is pulled up and in, and I can feel the obliques on both sides working hard here to hold everything up and in. Any time that it's not able to be held up and in, this is not an exercise for you, right? If you're having trouble maintaining lower back alignment and posture and positioning, this is not the exercise for you. There are lots of other things to do for your obliques. Go through Carry Fit again, or go through some of the other exercises. Your obliques are in every twisting motion. They're in every kind of lateral motion. Okay, so you don't have to do those if they don't feel right on your body. The second thing I want to talk about today is proper tricep push-ups. So you know I'm a PiYo master trainer, and we do these PiYo push-ups, which are tricep push-ups, all the time. So do them just in the air first. Pull those shoulders back and down. Lock your shoulder blades in and down your back. Squeeze your triceps next to your body and push out with your hands. Look at what your elbow creases have to do. They have to point to the front. And some of us, look at your hands. Some of us have to turn our hands out a little bit in order to get the arms to be skinny to the rib cage. So, see, my hands are turned out just slightly. I'm going to support with my hands, squeeze my triceps in, squeeze my shoulders down back and behind me, and push the floor away. If you're not ready to do these on the floor, do them against a wall. And that is true for every kind of push-up. If you're not ready to come down to the floor, do them against a wall, then progress to a bench or a sturdy chair, then progress to the floor. You are still working the same muscles. So let's do them from the floor. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You've got your hands underneath your shoulders, right? So one hand goes up under your armpit, set it down there. Other hand goes under the armpit, set it down there. I just noticed that I had to move my hands down a little bit. Shoulders away from my ears. Right now I'm doing them on my knees. Head is in line with my spine. I tuck the tailbone under, pull the navel up and in. My body is like a board from my head to my knees so that I'm not doing that, okay? Squeezing the triceps in towards my center and then pressing them up. Keeping my arms skinny to my body. I can feel my triceps graze my rib cage, and I'm using them to push me back up. Now, I've done a lot from my toes today, but I'm going to do a couple from my toes so that if you are progressed to your toes, you can see what it feels like. So moving up to the toes, tailbone is tucked under, body is like a board from head to feet, and I'm going to squeeze my triceps in and press the floor away. Squeeze my triceps in and press the floor away. If you're doing those properly, they're super hard. If you're feeling way too much in your wrist, then double check that alignment of the arm and take the plank tutorial, because it might be that you're putting all your weight forward and your weight actually should be evenly balanced from front to back of your body, which feels totally different when you get it right. And the light bulb comes on and you go, oh my gosh, that's what it's supposed to feel like, okay? The third thing that I want to show you is proper bridge alignment. This is lying from a supine position, and she has the band around the thighs for several of these exercises. Sabian's gonna help me. You can see she's helping me right there. All right, so I'm gonna turn on to my side, then turn on to my back. First of all, from this position, what is your back doing? Get the shoulder blades to lay flat on the mat. Most of us are popped up here just because of the way we live our lives. So get the shoulder blades flat against the mat. Then what happens? You feel this space happen right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the pelvis and we're gonna press it down just a little bit so that we can feel our pelvis in line with our ribs. Ribs, pelvis in line. When I do that, I feel the back just sort of kiss the mat. It's not pushing into the mat, it's just lightly touching the mat. Then what happens? Sometimes my ribs want to flare out towards the sky. So what I need to do here is I need to take the top of the rectus abdominis, which is the muscle that goes this way, and I need to pin down my ribs so the top of my abs are secure. Then I'm going to pretend that my pants today are one size too tight. So I'm going to draw the navel up and in and get that engagement from here to here. Super important in any kind of bridge pose. Now, here's what I want you to practice. Instead of just popping up into a bridge, I want to try lifting like I do in my core class, lifting from bottom to top. So here's what we do. We tuck the tailbone under more than you think you need to. Then start to lift from the base of the spine and pretend like you're peeling painter's tape off the wall. That's your spine. Lift it one piece at a time. And the top of your bridge might not be as high as mine, but that butt is tucked under. That is when you're going to feel something different happen back there. And the core is in line and engaged, so you're going to feel something different happen here too. When you come back down, practice this with me. Start with the top of the spine and lay each vertebra back down one piece at a time, including the small of your back. Keep your butt tucked under you. Okay, keep the shoulders down. Want to pop up right about there. And then when you get to the bottom, you're going to feel this, ooh, this real good tuck under right there and right there. Bonus. Bonus. Okay, so when you're going a little faster, just make sure you get good alignment here. And when you drop down and up, try to keep the pelvis tucked under, and it's going to totally change the butt and the core exercise for you. When you're taking your knees out and in, think inner thighs are connected to the core muscles. Really squeeze that together. That's also a bonus for you. I'm going to set the spine down gently. And now we're going to talk about what happens when our legs are in the sky. So again, not for people with diastasis recti. You should only have one leg up if you have diastasis recti. If you do not, we've got two legs up. We can feel our back kissing the mat and that tailbone still tucked under and this pulled up in the in, and the pelvis is in line with the ribs. When you drop your legs down towards the ground, that shouldn't change. That's your range of motion. So when you start to feel this pull up and in, that's correct. If it starts to pop like that, that's incorrect. It's not going to help you, okay? So, again, the ribs are pulled down. Again, we're zipping from the base to the sternum. Again, inner thighs are pressing towards each other. Again, our pelvis is in line with our ribs. You see my constant rules. These are just kind of constant. Triceps are down, shoulders are down. We're breathing in as those legs go away. We're exhaling as they come back up. If you're doing one leg at a time, they look more like this, but still we've got the tuck under. We're not going to allow it to pop up and down, because guess what? If you allow the tummy muscles to pop out, they will grow that way. Raise your hand if you want your waist to be bigger. Exactly. So pull them up in the in, and they will grow that way, and they will be more defined in that way. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Just extra bonus help for 80-Day Obsession. I really love the program. As you're going through it, sometimes it feels very fast, and I wanted to slow those things down for you today. Let me know how it's going for you. Again, subscribe to Carrie Fit, and you can find all kinds of modifications for different systems that I work on that can help you as well. If you do have diastasis recti, go to carriefit.com and look into the diastasis recti recovery system. You have an injury, treat it that way. Thanks for hanging out with me today.